2022 GR86, we're putting on the prototype Verus oil pan today. Might as well do an oil strainer cleaning as well. This will be the second time we've dropped this pan. Why don't we see what it looks like? All right, so not much when we removed the oil pan, just a few specks. You can see some of that black string from the cam carriers. Here's exactly what we pulled out. I dropped a few of the dark gray pieces when I cleaned the oil strainer, but I'm a little bit surprised that we're still seeing this stuff from the cam carriers. Again, this is an earlier 22 manufacture date, so you know, not all that surprised since early 22s were more prevalent with the RTV issue, but just a little bit disappointed that, geez, we're still seeing these strings of RTV from the cam carrier, and then a few smaller pieces down there. Ta-da! Verus oil pan. This is the second rev prototype version, I believe. So this is the one that they showed in their YouTube channel that was two-piece. You can see that it's welded right there. If you're curious, this dent, or this, what's it called, indentation right here, is actually to make room for the bolt for the access panel on the under tray for the oil drain bolt. Few pain points for me. The instructions, the way they wanted you to apply the RTV was actually to the bottom of the engine, since they state that the pan rail is thicker, and we measured about 5 mil wider pan rail on this Verus oil pan. Ended up, I applied it to the pan rail still based on experience and based on some measurements off of where I'm applying to the old pan, plus the factory service manual. I had a pretty good idea of where to apply the RTV. In the future, we're actually gonna 3D print a template so we can accurately apply RTV to the future Verus pan installs. As you can see, sits very close to the OEM header. In the instructions, they want you to completely remove that section of heat shield. This customer opted to have us trim the heat shield, so to retain majority of it. I think that's a really good idea because it covers part of the cat converter, which is going to be the hottest part of the exhaust manifold. A few clearance issues that we've already talked to Verus about. There's a section right here where the header contacts the weld bead. Again, it sounds like the production version is going to be a cast one piece. The header hitting the weld bead would not happen on a one piece. I told the customer that that aluminum weld bead is probably just going to flatten out over time, so I wouldn't even worry about it. The bigger issue over here in this side corner where the engine mount sits on part of the subframe, you can see right there, just on our short road test, that section of the engine mount was actually cutting into the pan. So we ended up just trimming like 5 mil off of the boss where the engine mount sits. I went for another road test and we should be good to go. Yeah, I should have explained the symptom, why I knew we had to trim that section of the engine mount. So when I first started the car, I heard like a knock noise, and then driving around, intermittently there'd be a knocking noise, as well as I could feel it in the steering wheel on some turns. The noise, based on experience, was similar to if the engine mount bolts were loose. And so looking under the car, sure enough, you know, all the clearance areas with that oil pan, that's exactly how I noticed that that engine mount boss was starting to put a cut into the oil pan. You guys can call me the Sawzall King because I was able to slice this portion off. Again, just about 5 mil, pretty much just cosmetic to prevent the pan from contacting that boss on the subframe for the engine mount. No need to worry about the production version of this pan from Verus. The customer and I have been sending pictures and emails back and forth of this install, and it sounds like Verus is going to do something to that left side of the oil pan so that you will not have clearance issues and have to modify your subframe on the production version oil pan. Thank you guys for watching. Questions, comments about the Verus pan, leave it down below. Appreciate the support. Catch you guys next time.